Hey everyone, I'm Zach Derris, the founder and lead trainer at ZDTS, a sales, marketing, and training agency with a specialization for AI, anything related to sales and Web3. Over the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be taking you through a journey of understanding and utilizing certain AI sales tools that are going to absolutely revolutionize and streamline the way that you sell online. This is going to be a 6 week program. It's completely free of charge. So if you want to go ahead and just hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and just come back to the channel whenever you see a notification for the next set of the masterclasses, feel free. That'll be really cool for you to do so, because every single week I'm going to be discussing certain topics that are going to absolutely crush it for you when it comes to your sales process. I will be launching these masterclasses every single Thursday, and then if you've only tuned into this for the very first time, there'll be a link for each of the masterclasses in the description below. So let's go ahead and take this away. In this masterclass, you're going to learn everything that you need to absolutely crush it. And the reason why I'm qualified personally to go ahead and deliver this masterclass is because I've been in sales for the past 15 years. I've specialized in everything from B2B, B2C, and direct to consumer sales. Every type of selling I've conducted, from telesales, direct sales, event sales, and social selling. Sold to over 6,000 businesses in my career, which is a geeky statistic that I'm really proud of. And out of those 6,000, 3,300 of them, and growing, has been through social media. Predominantly, the majority of them through LinkedIn. But when you implement these techniques that I show you, you can sell on any platform. And for the past 10 years, I've been certified as a social selling instructor from the LinkedIn platform. So that should give you the confidence to know that I know what I'm talking about and I'm going to help you out here. The format of each of these masterclasses is, if you would like to join live, there'll be a link below so you can catch the future sessions live, because we will be hosting Q&As, which will be great for you to take advantage of. It'll be every single Thursday throughout June and July at 6 p.m. European time. I'm going to be delivering you all step-by-step instructions. Everything's going to be recorded and transcribed. We're going to have very special guest speakers as well to discuss certain topics and certain tools. You're going to get access to all of the AI sales tools that I'm providing to you and I'm presenting today. And you're also going to get access to a private community, just to give you some one-to-one direct access to myself, just to help you a little bit further. Today's focus is a brief introduction to AI tools as it relates to sales, and also how to use Apollo for your sales outreach. In 2010, typical sales stack for a salesperson was a telephone, your business directories, Google, and your email. When we fast forward to 2024, this is the current sales stack. It's absolutely insane. Some very innovative and creative founders and devs have built these incredible tools that work. Over the past 2 years, I've tested every single tool that you see on this list over here. And if you would like to try them out for yourself, just take a moment to take a screenshot of that QR code all the way at the bottom, and then you'll be able to get access to a full list with a description of each of the tools and a link to the tools directly. This masterclass isn't sponsored by any of these tools, so there's no conversion links or anything like that. So go ahead and choose what you want to play around with. However, there is a tool for absolutely everything. You've got tools for your AI sales assistants, agents, for data enrichment, for data providers, lead management, outreach for LinkedIn, video prospecting, intent signals, and AI chatbots. But you don't need to test these tools because I've done them for you. Currently, at the moment, this is the sales stack that I utilize to sell for myself and sell for my clients as well. For myself personally, utilizing these tools, with the exception of Apollo that I've only been using for about a year, these tools combined have allowed me to sell to over 3,300 people on social media. The total cost for this is just under $250. It's phenomenal what you can do by investing in these tools because you're making an investment in yourself. And these tools are going to be the equivalent of, let's say, 12 to 20 salespeople, marketing people underneath you. However, when it comes to selling, there is one tool that can do absolutely everything. And that's what we're going to have a core focus on today. That tool is Apollo. When you utilize Apollo and you connect it to LinkedIn in the premium version for LinkedIn as well, it's like you have a AI-powered on steroids version of all these other tools that you may have seen on the internet, you may have heard other people talk about it, or you may be utilizing some of these yourself at the moment. Apollo's plans start from $49 a month and they range up to $150 a month. And it's like all of these tools have been combined and they just work a lot better, especially when it's like you sell for yourself or you sell for your clients. You want to be able to manage absolutely everything in one place, and Apollo does all of that for you. Now, when it comes to content, there's so many AI content tools that you can utilize. We're very familiar with things like ChatGPT and Perplexity and other tools like that. But EasyGen is the number one tool that you want to utilize. EasyGen has been created by an incredible content creator called Ruben Hassid. He's been on the LinkedIn platform for a couple of years now. And because of the type of content that he creates, has been able to amass a following of over 400,000 people that actively engage in his content and in his community. So he used the knowledge that he has to be able to build his very own tool called EasyGen, which is about $49 a month. And it's totally worth it if you want to absolutely streamline your content process. So therefore, that being said, over the next 6 weeks, I'm going to take you through this journey, which is going to give you access to everything you need to absolutely crush it with AI sales tools. And because of the fact that I just mentioned to you, there are hundreds of AI sales tools, but Apollo can do absolutely everything that these other tools can do. We're going to focus on Apollo. This is going to be the core focus of this 6-week masterclass that we're going to go through together. So for today, you'll have an intro into Crunchbase and Apollo. Next week, which the link is going to be below when the masterclass goes live, I'm going to show you all how to launch your AI-powered email campaigns with Apollo. The week after, we're going to integrate Apollo to LinkedIn to automate your outreach and also build those relationships. Then after that, once you're starting to get these pipeline building and you're going to start having these relationships coming, I'm going to show you how to utilize Fireflies and Calendly to book your meetings and analyze your sales calls. And then in week 5, our very special guest is going to be Mr. Ruben Hassid himself, where he's going to come through and he's going to give you an in-depth deep dive masterclass on how to utilize EasyGen. And it's much better than he comes, being the founder and the dev who built the tool, and you're going to really enjoy all the knowledge and alpha that he's going to share with you. And then finally, because every single week I'm going to be setting you tasks and the homework that you need to utilize to implement all the teachings that I'm providing to you in each of these masterclasses, we do Q&A sessions live if you were to join, and the link is going to be below to add the live events to your calendar. But if you want to only come for the very last session, feel free to do so. It's going to be an open room and we can do that. So let me just go back for a second, right? These tools that I utilize anything on the LinkedIn platform and the premium version for building relationships and identifying my target audience. Crunchbase is great if you want to have a look at businesses who have recently raised capital and take a look at investors. Apollo is phenomenal for automating this whole entire outreach process and gathering the data. Calendly is going to help you qualify your meetings before you actually speak to them. Zoom is going to help you host these meetings, but of course you can use Teams or Google Meet. Do some people still use Skype? You can use that also. But then Fireflies is going to help you analyze everything from a sales perspective and give you key call to actions in terms of how to proceed. So let's just dive in really quickly. Let's start with LinkedIn. In January 2021, and we're going to use the Web3 industry as a prime example, there were 6,600 Web3 profiles on LinkedIn. When we fast forward to today, we've got over 210,000 Web3 profiles on LinkedIn. The reason why this number continues to scale is because every single day, anywhere from 250,000 to 500,000 people register for the LinkedIn platform. A few months ago, they passed the 1 billion threshold in terms of the users that they have on the platform. And anywhere from 25 million to 35 million people post content on the LinkedIn platform every single week. It just shows you that it's a very active social media platform for you to utilize, especially when it comes to business and building relationships. When it comes to the premium version for LinkedIn that you can see over here, Sales the Navigator, it costs about $90 a month and possibly will be the best investment you ever make for your business. If you utilize Sales Navigator properly, on the first hour of the first day, every single month, Sales the Navigator will pay for itself. Those 210,000 individuals that we mentioned, we are able to utilize certain filters on the premium version for LinkedIn to really bring this search down to make it so much easier for you to only contact people who fit within your ICP. If you don't know what an ICP is, it's your ideal customer profile. You can see specifically on Sales the Navigator who is active on LinkedIn. And just take a minute to think to yourself, why is it useful for you to understand if people are active, if they're actually posting content? Because the people who are posting content, as you can see over here, those people are online, they're responding to messages, they're accepting connection requests, they're responding to comments on their content, and they're going to have a conversation with you. And that conversation could lead to you going ahead and having a meeting with them to potentially sell to them. Currently at the moment, when it comes to content, and I'm sure Ruben will talk about this when we move to week 5 of the masterclass, the algorithm is massively in favor of Web3 and AI. So if you know that this is your industry, and probably one of the reasons why you're here right now, if you're going to make content regarding these things, it's going to be seen. And if you utilize content in the right way, it could work as one of the best lead magnets to generate inbound business for yourself. From them 210,000 individuals that we mentioned, 41,000 of them are active. Because we selected this option for posting on LinkedIn, we know that out of 210K, 41K is active on the platform. But I'm not going to spend my time contacting 41,000 individuals. That's like data for 5 years. I want to specifically look at the 5,000 people who are founders or CEOs. They fall under my ICP. And as we move on to the Apollo section of this masterclass today, you're going to understand why ICP is so important. But I'm going to take it a step further. Out of the 1,000 of them have 50 to 1,000 employees, which I know based on the 3,000 sales that I've done via LinkedIn, the majority of the founders that I sell to have a small employee count. And to take it a step further, because I'm based in Europe, I want to specifically target founders who are in Europe. So from 210,000, I've got 551 individuals that I can prospect via LinkedIn. It's phenomenal what you can do. And the nicest thing about all of this when it relates to LinkedIn is because it creates an evergreen database for you. And what I mean by that is you will go ahead and save this search of 551 people. But because of the fact that, as I mentioned previously, every single day, anywhere from 250,000 to 500,000 individuals sign up to LinkedIn. If any of those profiles fit your ICP on this save search that you have created, automatically when you go onto LinkedIn, you'll click on your save search, you'll have a green text that's going to prompt you that there are 10 new results, there are 200 new results. Therefore, you have evergreen data because the LinkedIn platform is constantly going to add new leads to your list. That could be if someone has recently joined the platform, if they've changed their job, if they've had a promotion, if they've been starting to post on the LinkedIn platform, they're going to fit under that criteria. Now, just taking a second just to touch on something very important for people in the Web3 space and individuals that are trying to target investors. Crunchbase lists every single Web3 business with capital. Businesses that have just raised capital, you're able to filter this down to look at specifically what timeframes they've raised, what amount of money they've raised, who their VCs and investors are. And it has always been, since they've launched the platform, the very first platform to gain data on funding. And it's very easy for you to import and export this data to your CRM. The cost is quite high. It's about $700 a year for you to utilize this. And there are obviously some add-ons, but just a little hack. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. They do a 7-day free trial. So every now and then, if you need to export some data, just rewind this by 10 seconds and read between the lines. So Crunchbase, taking it a step further. Let's have a look at the Web3 industry. In the past 10 days, $67 million in revenue for the fundraising has been raised for the Web3 industry. Since the beginning of time, $29 billion has been invested into Web3. I've specifically taken a look at Web3, crypto, blockchain, DeFi, all of that stuff isn't included. This is specifically Web3. And you can go onto Crunchbase and you can put keywords in there to look at your type of a demographic. If you target recruitment agencies, you can go ahead and put that in there. Ad agencies, SaaS products, fintech, whatever you want, it will provide you with this information. The data, in my opinion, is absolutely priceless. It shows you a full overview in terms of the funding that's been raised by these businesses, for these businesses. And it also shows you companies that are very similar to this particular business. So if, for example, I have a sales training agency specializing in Web3, I've raised $20 million. You go ahead and click on this option here for the very similar companies. It will show you other companies on a like-for-like basis who have also raised capital. This is important for salespeople because if you can sell to one business through Crunchbase that you've identified, you might as well click on this option here to see their competitors, because you can also sell to them as well if they fit within your ICP, which 5 out of 10 is going to fit. The lead investors is very important. If you are going after businesses that have recently raised capital and you want to build relationships with VCs, identify a company, take a look at their lead investors, take a look at their portfolio and reach out to the investors or reach out directly to the portfolio companies, build a relationship with them, and you'll be able to sell to those people also. And as I mentioned, competitive analysis is absolutely phenomenal. I would say in the past 2 years, a lot of the lead gen and booking meetings that I've done has been thanks to Crunchbase and now Apollo, but thanks to Crunchbase, because if I've sold to one company, I can go to Crunchbase and take a look at who else their investors has also invested in, but who else is also a very similar company to these people, and go ahead and pitch them. You can take it a step further and you can be very direct in your outreach process and say to those businesses, we've recently sold to X, can we pitch you? And people like to do what their competitors do, so that may work in your advantage. So there's a little Easter egg for you. Now, so excited to talk about this. Apollo fixes the problem every single salesperson has. And in my opinion, this stuff should be illegal. But for Apollo, they are a unicorn business. They've done their Series C. They've raised millions and millions of dollars. They're backed by some of the biggest and reputable investment firms in the world. And this stuff isn't illegal. Like, they're GDPR compliant. It works incredibly well. They have partnered with platforms like maybe Bombardier to be able to provide them with the data that I'm about to show you. But what the problem is that Apollo fixes is it finds businesses actively researching your product or service. Take a minute to let that sink in. The biggest problem us salespeople have is that we never know who our customers are searching for, and we don't know what they're searching for. Apollo works in a very nice systematic way where it uses this AI intelligence to connect to the IP addresses and the email addresses of individuals and show you specifically if they've been researching for a product or service that falls under your SEO keywords, that they are going on Google, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere they are searching, that's going to come up. So just to dive into this a little bit further, For the very first time, you can see who is searching for your product or service online. So I'm going to give you a live preview of this, but this is a search that I've put together. As a certified instructor for LinkedIn Sales the Navigator, I would love to be able to sell to people who are actively going on Google or YouTube. They're having a look at tutorials on how to use LinkedIn Sales the Navigator. They're going online, they're trying to find agencies that will provide them training for it. And I've got 16 results over here. Out of these 16 results, I closed 6 of them and I booked in meetings with 11 of them. This is a very, very, very high conversion rate. This gives you the opportunity to speak to people very directly and essentially tell them, I know you've been searching for LinkedIn. I'm a trainer. Let's go ahead and have a conversation and I can show you what I can do to help you grow your business. As we get to the content section of this masterclass, I'm going to show you how important giveaway content and lead magnet content is to generating inbound leads. There's certain content that you will create and publish on the LinkedIn platform where your intention is not to gain views, impressions, likes, engagement, and all of that stuff. It's to utilize that for the sales process. And a prime example of something I did to book all of those meetings and close those deals is I gathered their data from Apollo. I sent them an email and I said to them, I've partnered with Apollo. Their platform has told me that you and your colleagues have been actively searching for LinkedIn. I'm a trainer. Before you buy it, go ahead and take a look at this free tutorial that I've recorded. Then I'm going to link a post, which is a live event that I did for LinkedIn. It's on the feature section of my profile. And I'm giving step-by-step instructions on how to use the premium version for LinkedIn. And throughout that, there's call to actions in the live recording that I've just sent to them for them to go ahead and book in a meeting with me. I don't need to do any of the selling whatsoever. I've shown them that as a salesperson, I know how to identify them. They know that they're actively searching for this, and I know that because they've come up on my data set. And I've given them value before I've tried to sell to them in a way that they are making the decision if they want to go ahead and speak to me or not. I'm not telling them to book in a call with me. I'm not telling them to go to follow me via LinkedIn. I'm telling them, I know you're looking for this. Go ahead and watch this. Good luck. That's it. It works. You can then, after you've gathered that data, automate the whole entire workflow, which back in the day, we would have like 3 or 4 people, 10 to 15 people be hired by the company and actively go to execute on all of these tasks. But now you as an individual business owner, you can go ahead and do all of these things by yourself with Apollo's AI. Step 1, I'm going to show you how to do all of this in the coming masterclasses. You create the sequence. You can use Apollo's genius AI tool to be able to populate all the information about your business and your customers, and then it will create an email sequence for you with all the messaging scripts, prompts, and call to actions that you can then go ahead and edit it, or you can manually create it from scratch. For the purpose of the next 2 masterclasses that we're going to be doing, I'm going to show you how to populate these from scratch, and maybe we're going to dive into the AI side. But the messaging that I've utilized myself when it comes to Apollo email campaigns, I have an incredibly high conversion rate, which I'm about to show you. So it makes sense that I show you how to do it manually. Once you've done that, you go ahead and you select the steps within your sequence. You can prompt an automatic email to go out. You can get a reminder to send a manual email or a phone call, or you can go ahead and do an action item. The action items are connected to LinkedIn. A little birdie told me that at some point Twitter is going to be integrated with this, so that would be phenomenal if you do a lot of your prospecting via Twitter. But for now, let's focus on the LinkedIn platform because this is the options available for you. You can create a sequence where you send an email and then you view their profile and then you send a connection request and then you engage in their content and you send them another email. For you to do these tasks manually is about 15 minutes per lead. Apollo will just automate all of this stuff for you. Then you want to go ahead and populate all your messages, and I'm going to show you how to do this in the next masterclass that we do. So if you're at this point within this video today, just go to the description, click the link to gain access to the next masterclass, and there will also be a recording in here in the description after it's been uploaded. So you can go ahead and populate absolutely everything, including the connection request message that you want Apollo to automatically send out to these individuals. And then you book your meetings. This is within the past 15 days. And the results that you see on the screen, for me, as a salesperson who's been selling for over 15 years, it's absolutely phenomenal. Back in the day when I worked in the space for telesales, I would need to conduct 100 cold calls every single day just to close 3 leads. And then in June of 2014, I had an epiphany moment where I hit my target early, and I said to my manager, I've always used the LinkedIn platform to research my clients, but I haven't ever used it to try and sell to my clients. I've got 10 days before the end of the month. I can either go ahead and train the team, or I can chill, which salespeople normally would do after they've hit their target, or I can really try to figure this out. Within the space of 10 days, I was able to hit 135% of my sales target, and I picked up the phone once. Now, with Apollo, that process can be done a lot faster, because everything is automated for you, and it's as if you can literally clone yourself to reach more people in one moment. So if you want to go ahead and constantly have your email filled with new bookings from your clients, have very good open and conversion rates, have good sets of the data that tells you specifically who's prepared to meet you, who asked questions, who referred you to someone else, who unsubscribed, who's actually interested, Apollo is what you definitely want to go ahead and utilize. Everything that you need is in one platform. You can build your pipelines, you can close deals, you can improve your performance, and you can streamline your whole entire operations. And this is why out of the 600 tools that I've tested and tried, I utilize Apollo every single day. So now I'm going to go ahead and give you a live preview of how to utilize Apollo in the right way, and how to connect it to LinkedIn and all of this stuff, and how it works with the LinkedIn platform. So let's go ahead and dive into Apollo. Once you sign up, and there is a link below for you to utilize just to get a discount on your initial subscription, because I'm in their partner program. Again, this video isn't sponsored, but if you want a discount, feel free to use that link. If not, just go to apollo.io and sign up. Sign up to Apollo. It will give you some very clear instructions and prompts in terms of what you need to do to set it up, connect your mailbox and all of this stuff. But then what you want to do is go to the search page. The search page is where you're going to go ahead and identify your target audience. You've got so many filters that you can utilize, which we are going to dive into. You can pre-save searches, so you don't need to go ahead and populate the same information for the filters over and over and over again. You can take a look at companies versus people, if that's something that you're interested in going ahead to do. And you can save your lists, then add them to sequences in the future. The sequences, which we're going to dive into in the next masterclass that we do together, is where you go ahead and you launch your campaigns. So when it comes to a people search, as I mentioned, I'm a sales trainer. So I'm interested in specifically taking a look at individuals who are searching for anything related to LinkedIn. You can go ahead and you can type in absolutely anything that you want. If you cannot find your specific buying intent, which again, this is the tool that shows you who's searching for your products and services. If you cannot find something specific to the keyword or phrase as it relates to your business, don't be alarmed, just keep on trying. And if you honestly can't find anything, just use this question mark over here, create a support ticket, speak to Apollo and ask them if they can add it for you. It may cost a little bit for them to add a bespoke intent type of a topic for you, but it'll be totally worth it. So even taking it so far as taking the look at anyone looking for advertising agencies, right? right there, I can take a look at everyone searching for ad agencies. If I'm an ad agency, I will utilize that and I will go ahead and prospect those individuals who I know are actively searching for an advertisement agency. But we've already got these keywords in here, and just for the purpose of this, I'm going to specifically look at the individuals who are looking for sell the navigator, the premium version for LinkedIn. There's no way, even with 500 people, I'm going to be able to prospect 1 million individuals. And we've got some very, very, very large organizations here, and there could be many different reasons why they are searching for it. But as we can see over here, the CEO of Nike is actively, over the past week, had a very high buying intent, which means that on his computer, he's been taking a look into LinkedIn, he's been possibly going on YouTube and things like this, taking a look at tutorials. You would think that why would the CEO of Nike be taking a look into this? Maybe someone who works for him on the hierarchy, they've brought a business case for them to utilize and invest in this, and he has to sign off on this. So there's many different reasons. Don't be put off when you see a very high net worth individual or large business owner on your list. Still prospect them, because remember one thing, people are people, they're human beings. At the end of the day, when they clock off from work, they go home, they watch TV, they spend time with their family or by themselves. Like, they're human beings and you can contact them. Nothing is out of your reach. You just need the right process and the right type of messaging to be able to reach these people. So for me personally, I want to take a look at specifically email status. This is genius. And again, this stuff should be illegal, but thankfully it isn't, and we can utilize it in the right way. Obviously, you want to take a look at email addresses that are actually verified and approved, because we know that these emails you're going to get responses from. And you can see how massively that's dropped from the 1.1 million to just over 500,000. But I want to take a look at the people that are likely to engage. So Apollo's AI does something incredibly intelligent, that it takes a look at the responses that these individuals have sent from their emails. So we'll go through their email, it will take a look at what are classed as cold emails. And if individuals have responded to these cold emails, they will fall under the likely to engage category. So let's put this into context really, really, really quickly, because it's really fascinating. You've been able to identify individuals that are searching for your product and service. You've also been able to identify that these specific individuals respond to cold emails. You're already halfway there in closing that deal. They're qualified. So now what I want to do, once I've connected the people who are very likely to engage, and I just want to make sure that my buying intent scores are high. So these are the people that are actively searching the most, right? It's dropped from 1 million all the way down to 6. We could add the medium ones in there as well. But just for the purpose of this, I'm just going to go for the high intent data signals, because I know these are the individuals who are really, really, really searching for what I do. And now I want to take a look at the employee list. Take a look at the history of the people that you sold to previously. Take a look at the quantity and the headcount of employees that they have. This will be the business size. And then just go ahead and select the ones that are suitable for you. I want to take a look at the 4 businesses who have 20 to 50 employees, and the 53 businesses that have 200 to 500 employees. So when we select this option, I can see here Branch is a business that is actively searching for LinkedIn Sales as the navigator, the premium functionality for LinkedIn. And just by having a look at the job titles, I can tell that these are the right people, because all of these will have some form of sales requirement in their job role. Especially that I've got the VP of sales and I can see what type of buying intent he has. So I'm going to take my time and I'm going to go ahead and select the people that I want. And I can just go ahead and do that just by clicking this button. I can choose whoever I want. I can click the save button. I can create a new list, or I can select a previously built list and just add them to that list. And that's step 1. I can take it a step further. I can have a look at Ryan's profile on the LinkedIn platform just by clicking one button. I can see how many followers he has. I've got one connection in common. He posted something around let's say 30 days ago. He's not posting as active as I would like, but what I would do is I'll click on show all posts and I'll click on reactions just to understand how active he is on the platform. And he liked to post by someone else a week ago, which tells me he is active, he is online. If we have a look at comments, probably 30 days. Yeah, it was around 30 days ago, 4 weeks ago that he was commenting on stuff. But you can utilize the data sets that you see here to be able to build relationships with these individuals. If you want to also not go into Apollo to identify people, but just identify them via LinkedIn. Apollo has got a really good Chrome extension that you can download onto your computer. And just by going on a profile, you can click the Apollo button and it will give you access to their email address, the phone number, the mobile as well, and whatever data that it has. And it can also give you key insights if there are any available that you can utilize when it comes to prospecting these individuals. And from this set, you can easily add it directly to a sequence, which we're going to cover next week. So click that link below to join the Masterclass live or to watch the recording of it, which is part 2. Or you can then just go ahead and add it to a list that you've already created, or you can type a new list and create it within the Chrome extension for LinkedIn. Hopefully this gives you a good understanding of how powerful Apollo and the LinkedIn platform is for your prospecting needs. Come back next week. We're going to dive in a lot more detail. You're going to see me launch these campaigns, close these deals, book these meetings, and get paid by utilizing these tools in my sales process. Really appreciate everyone for tuning in, especially if you've made it to this point in the video today. And if you did enjoy it, feel free to subscribe and like the video and drop a comment. I am actively in the comments, so feel free to ask any questions. And that's it. That's basically it. If you do want to take it a step further and ask me any questions directly, you can find me on the LinkedIn platform. I'm very active there. And you can go ahead and just send me a message. Cool. See you all next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye.